All right, do me a favor. Go ahead and drop y'all surrender emojis in the chat. Where you surrender, I surrender all emojis in there. Put your hand clap emojis in there. If you enjoy praise and worship, shout out to my guy Fred Hammond. It's amazing what happens when you just you shoot somebody a text and be like, hey. We're not having service tomorrow in person. We need you to go ahead and do worship for me one time. So thank y'all for jumping online with us once again this morning, and just simply on how we're just making our adjustments, making our pivots. God knows that this wasn't in the original plan, but God knows what God knows. And so we want to get ready and just go ahead and jump into work. Do me a favor. Go ahead and grab your Bibles, your iPads, get your word out. You at home, so you can get your physical Bible. Go ahead and get your physical Bible out. Go ahead and get the one with the gold leaf and your name embossed on the front. We want you to go ahead and get your Bibles out. It's time to get ready to go to work this morning. I don't want to delay this thing. And so I'm picking up where we've been at in the past couple of weeks, but I'm about to take a slight turn. I want us to go to the book of John, the 6th chapter. I'm looking at verses 8 and 9. John 6, verses 8 and 9. I'm looking at the Message translation of this. John 6, verses 8 to 9. It simply says, one of the disciples, it was Andrew, brother to Simon Peter, who said, there's a little boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But that's a drop in the bucket for a crowd like this. And so we are in week 3 of a series called Miracle Season. Watch this. If you believe a miracle is coming your way, go ahead and just type miracle right there in the comments. Yeah, if you believe a miracle is coming your direction, if you believe it is on the way, if you believe it is en route, if you believe a miracle is showing up, watch this. Before we even finish this broadcast, if you're waiting on a miracle, you're waiting on that miracle text, that miracle phone call to come through, if you're waiting on that miracle letter to come in the mail, that miracle email, I need you to go ahead and just type miracle in the comments right now. That's it. And so here's what I need you to understand when we talk about miracles, where we've been kind of navigating this thing over the past couple of weeks. And I want you to get this. Most miracles don't start with abundance. They start with lack. I'm preaching better. Y'all responding already. Yeah, most miracles don't start with abundance. They start with lack. And in a miracle season, that's often how God works. That's how he does his best thing. That's how he does his best work. And watch this. God doesn't ask you for what you don't have. He asks you for what you're holding on to. So we've kind of been seeing this through time and time again, and every story we've been hitting these past couple of weeks is that God doesn't ask you what you don't have. He's not concerned about that. In fact, God already knows what you ain't got. He wants to know what you're holding on to. And miracles teach us that multiplication doesn't happen from what we withhold. He multiplies what we surrender. Come here. That's where this miracle meets us this morning. And so when we talk about this miracle of 2 fish and 5 loaves, many of us have heard this story. If you matriculated to Sunday School 101, this is not a new story to you. And so this particular miracle is unique in the sense that it is the only miracle of Christ recorded in all 4 Gospels. So whether you in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, you'll run across the story of the miracle of 2 fish and 5 loaves. But I want you to understand the context and the setting, because Jesus is once again doing what Jesus does best. He's doing major ministry, and at this moment, he decides he needs to break and get away. This speaks to a whole other conversation in terms of taking time off and rest and having margin in your life. And so Jesus says, let me get away. Let me take a moment to get away from the people. But watch this. While he's trying to get away, the people keep following. They keep showing up. Okay, let me go ahead and parenthetically insert right here that if you offer people Jesus the right way, they'll keep coming. Yeah, people have been trying to figure out why. Watch this. In the number of moves we've made as a church, they're trying to figure out how people keep showing up. They want to know how is it that we haven't declined over the numbers of years, but rather we've increased every year. If you offer people Jesus the right way, they'll keep coming. And so now catch this, the more they see him and hear about them, the more they keep showing up. So now thousands of people have assembled, and now he has to figure out how he's going to feed them. These people keep popping up, and watch this, and now lunchtime has come up. Jesus is in a situation where he has more need than resources. Oh, this is good. Yeah, he's in a situation where he got more month than he got money. And so now one of the prerequisites we told you, one of the prerequisites for a miracle is that a problem has to exist for God to intervene. And I don't know about you, but this looks like there's a problem because there is no need for a miracle where there is no problem. And so now Jesus got all these people showing up. He has to figure out how he's going to feed them, but he ain't have a lunch budget. He ain't factored this in. So now you got a hungry crowd, a late hour, empty wallets in one honest assessment, and this ain't enough. And so you see Jesus in this situation. But watch this. Verse 4 comes in. Verse 4, it says the Jewish Passover festival was near. It says when Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd coming toward him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" Jesus, okay, he recognizes the need, number one. He's not so caught up in having church, not so caught up in the meeting that he's not aware of what's going on around him. He's still cognizant of his context. And so now Jesus looks at thousands of people, sees a need, and then asks the disciples a dangerous question. Watch this. He didn't ask the crowd. He asked the disciples. He says, where are we going to get bread to feed these people? Now watch this. Now you have somebody who owns the cattle on a thousand hills. This is Jesus. This is God's baby, and he's asking them, "How are we gonna figure this out?" So it can't be how you have the one that holds everything asking somebody about anything. And so it wasn't the fact that Jesus wasn't cognizant of how he could make it work. Come here. And he didn't ask not because he didn't know the answer. He asked because he wanted to expose their faith. Okay, let me prove my point. Verse 6, where my Bible reader's at. Verse 6 comes in and says, he asked this only to test them, for he had already had in his mind what he was going to do. Okay, watch this. Message translation says, he said this to stretch Philip's faith. He already knew what he was going to do. Oh, this is slick. This verse is for everybody that's trying to trust God when you can't trace God. Come here. Yeah. Can I suggest the only reason why he's testing you is because he already knows what he's intending to do. While you're going through it, he already knows how he's going to bring you up out of it. Where my old school church at? While you trying to figure it out. God, I'm about to play my own. I'm about to play my own organ tonight. So while you're trying to figure it out, God is already working it out. Jesus wanted to know if Philip was going to address a natural circumstance with a supernatural response. He wanted to know where his head was at. Because watch this, he had been following him all this time. And so this isn't the first rodeo. So he said, you've been watching me do all these things. I need to know if you still trust me like you did when we first come here. And so now, here's what I need you to understand when we talk about miracles. If you don't want to be stretched, stop requesting blessings. Because, watch this, you can't get a blessing without the stretching. I told you, if you ask for more of anything, you get more of everything. And so if I'm going to have him do some things in my life, I have to understand what also comes along with that. He says, I need to test your faith to see if you still trust me the way you told me that you trust me when we first started the journey. And so this gets difficult. I haven't even got to the big part. And so he asked the question, how are we going to feed all these people? Because here's the practical side of this. Because Jesus is like, if we're going to, watch this, impress them spiritually, we must first impress them existentially. Yeah, because he's like, you want me, he's talking to his disciples, so you just want me to preach, but the people hungry. You want to have good church, but they can't even pay attention because they stomach growling. And so he's like, if we don't meet the physical needs, they're not going to listen to me. They're not going to listen to me preach. Watch this. Kingdom, capital K. Kingdom begins with meeting the needs of individuals where they are. This is part of the reason why outreach is a pillar of our church. Yeah, kingdom begins with meeting the needs of individuals where they are. You want to impress them. He's like, let's feed them. Here's something I learned some years back is that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Yeah, truth be told, the majority of our church doesn't even know I have a doctorate degree. That's not a concern for them. They do understand the fact that for some of them, when they were going through it, I popped up. Yeah, when they didn't have food in their kitchen, we went and made some things happen. When Big Mama died, I was able to pull up for the funeral. It's understanding that they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, how much you know. Yeah, so it's understanding, meeting these needs. And so now here's a great question, because as we navigate this for my thinking people, if you believe that you are going to heaven, we'll do an invitation in a minute. Watch this. If you're watching this right now and you believe that heaven is your final destination, you believe God has a house not made with hands. If you believe you are going to heaven, what are you still doing here on earth? Come here. Yeah. If you believe heaven is your final resting place, why are you still here? Because if you're going to heaven, why is God procrastinating? Why didn't he automatically translate you like Elijah in a chariot of fire? Why didn't he take you up just as soon as you gave your life over, as soon as you accepted him as Lord and Savior, as soon as you got saved, as soon as you got baptized, why didn't he just take you into heaven? Watch this. Maybe it's because he left us here so that we could have an impact on earth. Because I'm his representative, watch this, let me see if you can handle this, I become the first God some people see. Oh, so now if I don't treat people the way God treats them, it's hard for them to get connected to God because I represent him also. So now if I'm still here, it must mean he still there's some work down here I gotta handle. That's it. Yeah. I'm still on assignment. There's still some work that has to be accomplished. And so now watch this. Here's the piece I want to get to, because Jesus kind of navigates his miracle process for us. Those that believe in God for a miracle, Jesus is about to give you the process right here, and it doesn't make sense. This is about to mess you up for the rest of 2025 going into 26. Now watch this, verse 8. Verse 8 comes in. He's just having this conversation. They're trying to figure out how they're going to feed these people. Verse 8 pops up. He says, another of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. He says, here is a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish. But how far will they go amongst so many? They said, we got all these folk. How are we going to feed them? All we got is these little 2 fish and 5 loaves. Now catch this. They we went through the whole crowd and we were searching for available resources, and this is all we came up with. Kroger's closed. We boycotting Target. Walmart, we don't trust they meat. And so he's like, ain't nobody open right now. Chick-fil-A closed on Sundays. They like, we ain't got, so they start searching amongst the crowd, and they like, this is all we can come up with. And so they describe in the verse 9, said he called it barley loaves. And so barley loaves were the most common food of poor people. And this is, when we talk about fish, I don't want you to anachronistically put 2025 fish on first century Palestine fish. This is not Long John's. This is not Alabama's fish bar from our Cincinnati people. Yeah, to get an idea of this is more like sardines and crackers. And this is so cold-blooded. Out of all the people that are there, that are present, this little boy is the only one to pack a lunch. I'm about to open up the doors of the church. Y'all just missed it. Yeah, out of all these people that showed up, he's the only one to pack a lunch. Watch this. He's the only one that came expecting a miracle. We're okay. Let's go back to the tail of the tape. Scroll back up and see everybody who just typed miracle at the beginning of this message. And so now he said, that's fine and all, but I came expecting one. And what's ironic, when they report the 5,000 in attendance, they don't even count women and children. And yet, the one who wasn't counted was the one who had the miracle. I'll come here. Y'all better come get me. And isn't it amazing how God uses people that other people don't count? Oh, come here. I feel a shout on the way. And so watch this. The miracle doesn't start with heaven. It started with what was already in someone's hands. And so miracles begin when you stop saying it's not enough and you start saying, God, this is yours. When you stop saying, God, I ain't got it, and you start saying, God, whatever I got, God, I'm about to turn it over to you. Okay, here's your takeaway piece for this morning. What you release to God, He increases. What you hold on to stays the same. Come here. And so I need you to understand what this looks like. And so now, number one, I told you that Jesus, he's setting the standard for how this miracle happens. So Pastor Mike, how does it work? Number one, Jesus prayed. Mark 6, verse 41. Mark 6:41 says, taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish and looking up to heaven, it says he gave thanks. Watch this. Took the 2 fish, 5 loaves, looked up to God, and gave thanks. Watch this. He's blessing something that's not enough. So as opposed to becoming overwhelmed by what he did not have, he chose to thank God for what he did have. Yeah. So now the same 5 loaves and 2 fish that the disciples were complaining about were the same 5 loaves and 2 fish that Jesus was praising about. Come here. Yeah. And so now watch this. A grateful heart will look at the same thing some people complain about and be grateful for it. Whew, okay. So now while somebody is complaining about 5 loaves and 2 fish, watch this. You're thanking God because it could have been no loaves and no fish. And so God, it may not be everything that I wanted, but God, I thank you, God, that is everything that I needed. God, I thank you, God, that even though, God, I'm still struggling. God, things ain't quite where I want them to be, God. It could be a little bit worse. So God, I thank you for what you've already blessed me with. Until you can be thankful for something that is not enough, then what you have cannot be multiplied into more than enough. Come here. To all my people looking for the miracle. Watch this. Jesus, number one, he prayed. He said, okay, God, I'm going to take what I got and I'm going to thank you for it. So I got to be thankful for something that it may not be enough for what I need or what I want. He said, but I'm going to thank you for it so that you can multiply it into more than enough. We about to get into it. And so Jesus, and here's, watch this, don't miss it. Jesus blessed it before it multiplied. The prayer didn't come after the multiplication. The prayer came when it still wasn't enough. Come here, y'all not responding in the chat. I feel it. Y'all ready to get back in the bed. I understand. Watch this. Jesus, number one, he prayed. He prayed, number one. Number two, for my folk looking for the miracle. Watch this. Jesus, he went from praying to planning. Jesus planned. So now, Mark 6:39. It says, then Jesus directed them to have all the people sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat down in groups of hundreds and 50s. This is where it gets interesting. Before multiplication came organization. Bars. Yeah, but before he multiplied, he had to organize. What do you mean, Pastor? Jesus didn't multiply until structure was in place. Sometimes I can reduce my stress by getting better organized. Somebody didn't want to hear that right there. Sometimes I can reduce my stress by getting better organized. Yeah, the first lady, she can't stand your pastor some days. Trust me, I'm trifling. Y'all know, I know. I see how y'all look at me. I know y'all think I'm perfect. I understand that, and I appreciate that. I promise you do. I promise you I do. I am super grateful that y'all believe I am perfect. But Lady Keisha sees all my trifling tendencies. One of my trifling tendencies is I tend to hold on to things a lot longer than I need to. And so I got iPhone boxes from iPhones that I don't even have no more. I got laptop boxes. I got boxes for iPads. I got boxes for, I just, in my mind, I tell myself I may need this later. And so with that, it collects space, and I got stuff all over the place, and my office look a mess, and it drives her completely nuts. And so this is past week or so, I've been trying to clean up stuff and get things organized and just kind of arranging some stuff. And so even if it doesn't reduce my stress, it reduces hers. So sometimes I can reduce stress by simply getting organized. Here's a question. Here's a piece I wanted to build you up to, because we've been dealing with your finances as well over these past couple of weeks. As we talk about Jesus planning, watch this. What's your financial plan? Yeah, what's your plan? What's your plan financially? Where are you at, and how are you walking this plan out? Number one, when it comes down to your financial plan, your part of your financial plan, the primary goal number should be to honor God. Yeah, we told you we teach not legalistic tithing, but we do believe in honoring God with our first. In terms of giving God his off top, to simply say, God, because we're looking for you to perform the miracle, God. Whether I have an abundance or whether I have a lack, God, let me give you yours off top. What is your financial plan? Let me make sure I'm honoring God, number one. But then number two, watch this. I need to live within my means. I can't stunt on everybody. I gotta live based on what my income dictates. Come here. Yeah. Why are you still trying to impress people you don't even like? Yeah, I gotta honor God, live within my means. But then watch this. I gotta learn how to set a budget. A budget is a good way of, thank you, Dave Ramsey, of giving every dollar a purpose. I'm directing my dollars to where they're supposed to go. Watch this. A budget allows me to tell my money where to go versus asking my money where it went. So I'm setting the course for my finances and setting this budget in place so I know how to manage my money. But then watch this. After setting my budget, then I got to pay my bills on time. Notice the purposeful inflection. Yes, I gotta pay my bills on time. That's it. In fact, okay, right there, right there is where you type on time in the comments. Yeah, I need to pay my bills on time. Yeah, I think that not late. Yeah, not in the grace period. No, I need to pay them things on time. I need to pay my bills on time. Let me ask this, because we're in this time of year. For those who celebrate Christmas, you also, watch this, when you talk about planning, you need to be able to plan what it is you plan on spending. Yeah, for those you plan on getting gifts to, you need to be able to ask yourself, what am I going to spend on Christmas presents? And watch it, and not spend and then worry in January on how you're going to make it. I see y'all done logged off. I see a couple people logged off. You got mad because watch this. When I'm planning this thing out and I'm spending this money on all these Christmas presents, when you look at your budget, you got to decide. You know what? Some people are gonna get a hug this year. That's it. Some your Christmas present, I'm gonna give you a hug. That's okay. I'm about to give you cheat code for those who ain't got Christmas presents in your budget. Get you a family picture, frame it, and wrap that thing up. And that's what you give out. You give out your family picture and say, hey, I just want to let you know we appreciate you, we love you. I'm gonna give you this family picture. We gonna take this Christmas picture, and that's y'all gift for this year. And so the miracle flowed through systems, not stress. Yeah, Jesus prayed and he planned. And so the miracle flowed through systems, not stress. And I use the acronym for systems, SYSTEM, save yourself time, energy, and money. That is free of charge. Yes, systems, save yourself time, energy, and money. I just want to get you in a place where you're able to work your systems in your life. And so number one, Jesus prayed, Jesus planned, let's roll. But then Jesus passed. Jesus, pay attention to the text, does not feed them directly. He breaks it gives it to the disciples, and then the disciples feed the people. Come here. He released what was in his hands. He released what he already had. He had 2 fish and 5 loaves when he blessed it. As he broke it, that's where we lose count. Sometimes the blessing is in the breaking. This is so tough. Yeah, because watch this. That which refuses to be broken refuses to be blessed. To all my people that you've been whole since birth, I'll preach to you next week. But let me take a second to preach to someone watching that's in the middle of their breaking season. Yeah, the most blessed people I have ever met in my life have gone through something that broke them. Yeah, it was in the breaking that you got your growth. It was in the breaking that you got your development. It was in the breaking that you got your blessing. And so we serve a moving God who loves us so much that he will do whatever it takes to move us from where we are to where he's called us to be. This is where I'm playing my Jesus music. Just imagine Tomas and Raymond playing Jesus music in the background. Because watch this. Pastor Mike, why brokenness? Because God knows if certain things don't break, we will stay living in them forever. If God don't take it away, we'll keep going back to them. If God don't remove it, we'll keep falling for it. If God don't shut it down, we'll stay in it. Maybe that's the reason why you got laid off. Maybe that's the reason you broke up, because God says if I don't shut this thing down, this thing down now, you're gonna get so comfortable that you'll never break out into where I want you to be at. And so, watch this, because Jesus could have stopped at the point that the 5,000 were fed. But the real power of the text is not in what they ate. The real power of the text is in what they had left over. He purposely designed it so that there would be leftovers. Come here. Yeah. And so here's one thing I know for sure, 2 things for certain. God don't miss. If he wanted to be precise, he could have been precise. He decided to give them overflow. His name is El Shaddai. El Shaddai means more than enough. Why would a God whose name means more than enough stop at enough? Come here, somebody. Yeah, why would David say my cup overflows? No, he is a God that overflows in my life. Watch this. This is where we are. Because now when we talk about giving and what you bring to the table, overflow helps us feed people. Yeah, what you release from your hands, what you allow God to manage, what you bring to the church. Overflow helps us to renovate properties. Overflow helps us to create housing. I'm constantly in conversations with people about making moves in the city. Watch this, not for my benefit, but so we can help some people. So we can lift some people out of poverty, so we can help some people out, so we can encourage some folk, direct people, and put them in the right spots. Overflow helps us to put food on the table and clothes on back. Overflow helps us to assist some people. We just got finished sowing a seed into a group recently. That's what overflow does. Overflow allows us to operate in this space. But watch this, it only comes because of you, because you release it out of your hands. Watch this, to my people look for the miracle. It says that he prayed about it, he planned on it, but then he also passed it. I gotta decide whether I want my life to remain the same by holding on to what I have, or do I want to see a change happen by releasing it out of my hands to see it broken and start multiplying. I don't know about you, but I believe in multiplication. Last time I checked, multiplication becomes more than addition. It becomes a whole lot more than subtraction. I want God to multiply some things. But it requires my submission and my willingness to simply say, okay, God, let me release what I got, so you can provide what I don't. Let me put myself in a position so you can open up some doors for me that nobody else can do. And so now watch this, because as we kind of talk about this season of miracles and opening up doors and doing things that only God can do. I said, I can show you better than I can tell you. We are getting ready to go into something called The Greatest Gift next Sunday. And so with The Greatest Gift, we are simply releasing out of our hands. Number one, we're praying. Watch it, don't miss it. We're praying about what it is God wants us to release. And then putting ourselves in position for the overflow in our lives. And so we're getting ready to go into The Greatest Gift next Sunday. So we want you to pray about whatever it is that God wants you to release. But at the same time, it's one thing to hear from your pastor's mouth. It's another thing to hear from people who are already walking in that miracle. So I want you to sit back, relax, watch this, and I'm going to come right back to you.
We just started looking for a church during COVID. And it was during a time where we weren't able to go to church in person. So we decided to start watching church online, and then some things were feeling different for us, and we said maybe we should look at some other churches and see what's available. So we started searching online, and we came across Low, and it was something about how Pastor Mike delivered his message that really hit home with me.
I think that we were really also wanting a place that we could feel like we could get connected to people, that we would have a community and would be able to serve alongside people, and just to know people and be known by people, to kind of feel that sense of mutual care. I think the outreach at Light of the World is super important to me. The focus on community, the way that you can see the church being the church, in, you know, sort of planned randomness as well, kind of like, you know, planning things in the community, but also being flexible and fluid in the community about what we do, but seeing issues that we need to actually address as the church, that we can address as the church. It gives you an opportunity to see the way that what you are contributing to, what you are a part of and serving in, that's actually having an impact on people. Whether that's like the gas, buying gas for people, buying groceries for people, backpacks for kids, helping people with their transportation, all kinds of things that you can see in action all the time.
Yeah, and I really enjoy serving at the homeless shelter. I think that that's very important. I've had family members that have been homeless and had to actually stay at those shelters, and just being able to serve and have our kids serve with us, to show them that, you know, we are very fortunate here at Low and in our home that we don't have to deal with this problem, but there are people that are dealing with it, and as a church community, we are working towards helping make that situation better for those people. We've been faithful tithers for a long time, but it wasn't easy in the beginning. I mean, even when we got married, I lost my job right before we got married, and we had a big loss of income.
Right before.
And yeah, I didn't think I was gonna get married, and there were times where I really questioned whether I should be spending the money on bills, or should I be giving my 10% like God asked us to do. But we pushed through, we budgeted, we did what we had to do. We found ways to cut back in different areas that we didn't know we could cut back in. And God's truly blessed us because of that. I mean, in multiple ways, not just in our finances, but in our health, in our home life with our kids. Just so many things God's blessed us with just because we were faithful to tithing. And for me, you know, it was a trust issue. I had to say, do I trust God enough to give Him the first fruits of everything that I get? And when I did that, when we did that as a couple, we've never had lack since.
We often think about, okay, I don't have enough to tithe, but that's the opposite of first fruits. You have enough by virtue of what you just got. We had to get into a mindset of when it comes in, it's an automatic. And we had to step out on faith in that too, because in a situation where, one of us is unemployed, and we don't know what's coming next, and that level of insecurity goes really high. So like Simeon said, it's a matter of trust, and I know it takes a lot to do that. But if you have a mindset that says, if anything comes in, we tithe on that thing first. It's not, and so tithing on an unemployment check now, that is something real for us. That was real. And it's a test of what you're doing, but that's exactly what God says, to test me in this. Try him in it. And believe me when I say it has not been without challenges and without struggle, but it has been with, faith and trust and with giving. Never did we stop with the giving. And that's not just of time and talent, it's also of treasure. Join us in giving our greatest gift on December 21st.
So now here's what I need you to do very quickly. Number one, if you're watching outside of our greatest gift that's coming up next Sunday, we want you to do your regular giving. And so we want you to be able to trust God in what you do. Number one, setting your financial plan in order. Number one, trust him first. So whichever your regular giving is, they'll drop the link in there for you to do your giving that way. Once again, we're not in person, so there's not a chance for you to walk down and give it those who do it physically. But of course, we've been operating on technology for a while, and so we do have a means by way you can give it by way of online, so you can do it through our app. You can click the link they drop in the chat. By whatever means that you want to do it, we encourage you to trust God with your giving in that manner off top, and then pray about what God is leading you to give with the greatest gift. We don't ever limit in terms of or cap rather what God is able to do through you. I never presuppose that everybody in our church is broke, because that is not the truth. Look, I done looked in the parking lot. I done seen what y'all pull up in. So I already know the entire church is not broke. That's not it. So whatever it is God is asking you to give above your regular giving, I want you to posture yourself for it next week. But watch this. I want your greatest gift to be partially selfish, in the sense that when you're giving it, you're saying, God, this is what's in my hand. I'm releasing it to be broken and multiplied. That's it right there. Yeah, I dare you, as you're giving, say, God, multiply this now, and allow some things to happen in my life. God, I'm giving you what's in my hand. I'm giving you what I have so that you can create what I don't. Come here, somebody. And so we want you to posture yourself with your giving. But then also, if you are watching, I'm not presupposing everybody that's watching right now is a member of Light of the World. I'm not presupposing everybody watching that you have given your life to him, that you've been baptized, that you've simply said, Jesus, I give you my yes. If you're watching right now and you're simply just in a position, you would say, Pastor Mike, I'm not going to lie. I need to see God do some stuff through me, and I want to make some things happen. They're dropping a link in there as well for you to join. We want to see. We got Baptism Sunday coming up in 2 weeks. In fact, here's my challenge. If you know that you are supposed to get baptized and you have not done so for whatever reason, and or you simply are getting ready to join the church and you want to be a part of our body, we want you to get postured to do that. But watch this. As you're doing so, with our Baptism Sunday coming up, Baptism Sunday is a day before my birthday. If you love your pastor, that's going to be a wonderful birthday present for me, to see you get baptized, to see you to take that step. Don't delay it. Don't push it off. Don't be waiting for all kinds of stuff to happen. Let that be my birthday present. We want to see that happen. So once again, if you are part of that and you simply say, hey, Pastor Mike, I want to be a part of the family, they dropping a link for you to do that. Also, if you can't click on the link, we got that on the screen as well for you to do that. I'm going to leave that up for a quick second. Just simply text join to that number. It'll walk you through the process of getting connected, being part of our wonderful family. We want to take these next steps with you so that we can see God do an amazing work in your life in this season. And so I'm super excited about what God is up to and the things that we got coming up. Once again, Greatest Gift is coming up next Sunday. And then on top of that, let me share this as well. I think Danielle had asked in the chat. We were originally, I threw something out at you last week as it relates to mental health in this season that we're operating in. So I crafted something literally called Help for the Holidays. Reached out to a number of therapists to be able to line them up, to have them ready to go, to take individuals to have individual therapy consultations following service. It was originally going to be today. Obviously, we're not in person, so we just moved it to next Sunday. So next Sunday, if you signed up, you should have received an email. If you did not sign up, we're still going to create an opportunity. And so it simply is individual 40-minute therapy sessions is going to be, we moved it to next Sunday. So that's going to be the 21st. So when we talk about the greatest gift, we just opened up these presents for everybody. So next Sunday, we moved our Help for the Holidays to following service next week as well. So, hey, I'm so thankful to you. I am super grateful for your obedience, for rocking with us this morning. I did great on time. We're right at an hour. If you know somebody that needs this word, do me a favor, share this link with them. What you were freely receiving, I ask that you freely give to be a blessing to somebody. I want to make sure that you stay warm, that you stay covered, and that you stay safe. The hawk ain't playing. That's old school. The hawk is out. It is not playing. We want you to do that. And then last but not least, I'm glad they dropped in the chat so I didn't forget. We're in the middle of our 12 days of giving as well. I think today's give is to give our time, give of ourselves. And so spending 15 minutes and being of assistance, encouragement to somebody. Make sure you're following along with our 12 days of giving as we navigate going into our greatest gift on next Sunday. I promise you it'll be a blessing to you. I'm prepping you for your miracle. Trust your pastor. Walk with us as we do this thing. Hey, I love you. Hug me when you see me. I'll talk to you soon.